Yo, check this out, man. You know what I mean? It's not on the run E, and it's in the run E, and when you get the run E, and you do the run E. You understand what I'm saying? It's your boy N.O.R.E. on the chow, on the waka thou, on the wakity wong wong wong, under the fire hydrant that equals water. You understand all that? Your boy N.O.R.E. Waka.
On the chow. Welcome to On Da Chow. I'm your host, Tragedy Khadafi, along with my co-host, Mr. A.
What up, what up?
Here at On Da Chow, the guest comes through and makes their signature dish just for you. Food for thought, real conversation. Y'all make sure y'all do the dishes on the chow. Let's go. Yo, this Tragedy Khadafi. You already know my co-host, Mr. A. And we're on the chow, and we got the y'all Noreaga. Drink champs, smoke champs, and all that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's go. High salute, backwards karate chop. On the chow.
On the chow.
Chicken a la N.O.R.E.
I love it.
Yes. We here right now. We got the Yala,
Yeah.
the official Yala
Yes.
in the building.
Yes.
I gotta
Salute.
say, N.O. Yes.
Salute.
Yes,
Salute.
up top, up top.
Me mixing it with Drink Champs, on the chow, Drink Champs collaboration.
Yes,
You gotta
yes.
put the drinks in there.
Salute. Drinks down. I gotta say, man, it's an honor to have you here.
Thank you, man.
You know,
Thank you.
The world knows we got
Right.
crazy history, great
Yep.
history,
Yep.
challenging history,
Yep.
and even more so now, a beautiful future ahead of us.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, with Drink Champs, you're doing your thing.
Thank you.
But I want to ask you.
Uh-huh.
I want to ask you some. How can I say, like, some beginning questions?
Yeah, I'm in.
Because this is what I get on a different angle. Like,
Okay, cool.
how did you come up with Noreaga?
Well, I actually, unbeknownst to people, I actually didn't name myself Noreaga. I was in a juvenile center called Harlem Valley. I was actually in there with Kayam, who is later on known to be Capone, and a dude named Sherm the Worm.
Okay.
He was Sherman just then, back in the days, and I would read. I was reading this book. It was like a dictatorship or something like that of Noreaga, or the presidency of Noreaga, and so I was walking through, I think the mess hall or something. And I had marked my page. I had marked the page to know which I was reading. It was something simple, like that. And the book fell, and when they picked it up, a guy, he didn't know, he turned to the page that was marked. And he asked me something about Noreaga, and when I answered it correctly, he was like, "Oh man, you are Noreaga." And then I remember that was just a jail name. And I came home, and I went to see Pone, and Pone had gotten into a shootout or some shit. Ironically, was with a guy named Pat Poose, I believe, at the time. Ironically, my bad, I erased the name. It was just way more than 7 years, so respect to respect to all sides. But so I heard Pone was on the run or something like that. And when Pone finally did arrive, he had came to Left Rack, and he said Noreaga, and he kept saying Noreaga, and everyone was laughing because they was like, "Who the fuck is Noreaga?" Yeah, and the name just stuck, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of shortened it to N.O.R.E. because I didn't really want to stand on somebody else's history, but I actually tried to reach out to Noreaga and all that, and
yeah. How you go about that? I never knew that.
Yeah, and then the lawyers hit me back, and I was like, let me leave this alone. Let me leave this alone. But that's really what it was, because the and then we got Wu Gambinos that came kind of after that, and everyone kind of took on the anarchy of these mobsters, but that was just mine in '92. That's what I was being called in '91, '92. So. Yeah.
It was original. I remember, but just for the people.
Pappy Noreaga.
That's right.
You already know? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, I was gonna go there, but it was interesting because I knew it was original, but one of the first people who really made me realize it was so original was, I don't know if you remember. You remember Clark Kent?
Of course.
Clark Kent produced Biggie, Jay-Z. I believe Ready for the World, he troops, but Clark Kent, very profound producer. We had ran into Clark Kent at was it Unique Studios?
I think it was gonna be Unique.
And he pulled me to the side and was like, "Yo, the fuck is Capone and Noreaga?" Right. And that's when it really hit me, yo, that's kind of crazy.
Because Clark Kent is actually from Panama. He's actually not black at all. He's actually Panamanian, Clark Kent. Yeah, he'll always tell you that too.
He's to Panama. He's to the city Cologne. That's where my wife from. She's Panamanian too. But yeah, that was
Panama is the niggas of Latinos, and I can say that because I'm both. A lot of people can't say that. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But I can say that because I'm both. I'm black and Latino.
I can't say that though.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that good for you to say it. But it really is. It's just like Haitians is the blackest of the blackest people, like, you know what I'm saying, besides Africa. And that's what Panamanians is. A lot of people don't know that Panama actually is the origin of reggaeton, because reggaeton was only just a music that was made to copy or to big up Rasta music, Jamaican music. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Version.
That's why it's actually called reggaeton, because it was a reggae style. It was trying to give it. And then what happened was it hit to the island of Puerto Rico. And once it hit the island of Puerto Ricans expanded it and they made it their own. Yeah, but the origins of it is imitating, just like the origins of hip hop, which is real deep, were almost imitating reggae music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like and you know, Kool Herc was a Jamaican, so we owe Jamaicans, some shit. Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. Since you brought that up, I want to ask you this too, because obviously, again, we got a lot of history. You remember your first rhyme?
My first rhyme that I laid?
Your first rhyme that you wrote?
Nah, my first rhyme that I wrote, I don't remember, because that was in, my first battle was in Section 5. I was on a seesaw.
Who'd you battle?
I don't remember who I battled then, but I came down off a slide. My name was MC Yahoo with the Balder Bean. It's the worst name ever. Yeah. I'm glad it didn't work out for me. Yeah, I'm glad. And I always had a bull head, but I remember I was in Section 5 and we was battling, and I had actually said something, and I didn't know that when I walked off, they all was like, "Woo!" So when I came down the slide, they all tried to jump me and shit. And but I remember my first battle in jail, and that's when I really knew. It was 2 moments I really knew I wanted to be a rapper. It was this dude named B-Wise in jail.
Okay.
He was from the Bronx. You know, I love Bronx dudes, but Bronx dudes got that super tough aura that if they need you to show that you tough with them back.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a chance or whatever, but my Marcy and my East New York dudes, big up to Jamel Simon and Jamel Lamont, they used to see me, and Raheem Booker. They used to see me write rhymes, and they used to think I was reading or something. So they was like, yo, I kicked the rhyme to them. They was like, yo, you better than B-Wise, God. Yo, so you know the Brooklyn niggas, you know how it is. They set it up in the yard. Set it up in the yard. And I remember this is the moment, like, cause I said, cause I don't give a fuck. When I was 6, I did a stick up in my Tonka truck. And I remember saying that rhyme, and the jail just going crazy. And I was like, I like this reaction. Like that. Like a lot of people think it's the money. That's not it at all for me. It's that reaction right there when a person go, ooh, it's that shit is just, it's just that. And I'll give you another one. This goes to Queensbridge. Again, I came home from my little what I did, and my man Carlos, Big CeeLo from the Dime, they call him, right? Carlos. So Carlos. CeeLo, he had brung me to a Mobb Deep show, right? My first time, because I knew who Mobb Deep was, but I didn't get to see the videos. And I remember this day, I seen the whole Queensbridge, the Palladium. I will never forget this, it's Palladium, and I never knew that this many people existed, like, for one place to go to a show. And as I'm walking, Nas drove through in the gold GS Lex, and it was like he was like the Red Sea, because people was just parting from him. As he walked through, this was a Mobb Deep show, and he just walked through, and I looked, and he just said, because he looked, and he just knew something was gonna happen. He was like, Queensbridge, and like he said something like, it's gonna go up tonight, and it went. And Mobb Deep didn't know who I am. I don't even think we and you could. I knew who I was prior to the bid, but we didn't reconnect at this time. And I looked, and the power that possessed it at that moment, I was like, I'm gonna be a rapper.
I want that.
I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be that. And again, everyone would think it's the fame and the money. It was that feeling. It was like, yo, you know what? That feeling is ill, and it's just like, I just wanted it to. I knew it was different. It's just like when I discovered reggaeton, not to be all over the place. I first went to Jamaica, and I was like, yo, Jamaica is a great island. It's just not my island. It's an island I loved. It's just not my island. I felt more comfortable in Puerto Rico, and it was the same thing. I really loved Queensbridge. Like Queensbridge had a movement at the time. At the time, I would walk on the hill. It'd be N.O.R.E just looking for the next Mobb Deep or looking for the next Trags. Or they about to get shot. they don't understand. They just thinking that this artist is gonna jump out and just they could discover them. And so, like I said, Queensbridge had some real energy at the time, and I knew that. I just knew it was just like Jamaica. It was like it's a great island, but I gotta make my island great. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said Left Rack so much on that War Report album. I remember because like Queensbridge was really. It wasn't on purpose, but Queensbridge was just overshadowing anybody. And I felt like God bless me for saying this, and God bless him for him being passed away. But I felt like people were trying to prodigy me, meaning, like, yo, bro, we the hotter hood. Rap us. Like, you don't gotta say that Left Rack shit. And I was like, I
gotta say something.
Yeah, because I know that gave you something.
Just like I said, me and you go way back. I think even more so what it was is you kind of knew that Queensbridge had a certain kind of stamp, and it was important for you to make sure people identified you with Left Rack. Because it was easy. Like even today, which I was going to ask you, even today, people will just assume that Queensbridge is Queens.
Yeah, whole Queens, yeah. Like, listen to Biggie Smalls. When Biggie Smalls shouted out all the boroughs, he said Queensbridge, and everyone in Queens didn't like that. Like, I mean, Queensbridge, of course. Yeah, but
we loved it.
Yeah, of course, but you got to realize you're overshadowing, and not only that, I wish I would have had a chance. I would have told Big that you're undermining everything else that's important about that borough. One of the most craziest things was today.
You also didn't mention Coney Island, which dudes later on felt the way about that.
Ooh, what you mean?
In Brooklyn Fine, when they talk about all the...
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Peace to Nems.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I didn't realize it either, but he didn't mention, it's like a lot of dudes don't mention Far Rockaway at all.
Right.
Which, got their own section, but...
I'm listening.
Not to cut you.
Add on.
On Da Chow, right? It's a cooking show.
Yeah.
And we need to get cooking.
Okay, we're gonna get some chicken out here?
Get some chicken.
Yeah. Okay, let's get some chicken out here. Look at that. Yeah.
Bro, Juan.
Yeah.
We got Juan, chicken here. She, On Da Chow is about cooking.
All right.
And
as it's hip hop and cooking.
Yeah, hip hop and cooking. That's right.
Hip hop and cooking. Because I can't cook shit.
I said to be corrected.
I seen y'all just had Havoc on there, but Havoc cheated because he's a Queens nigga. He had his mom's cook. This is cheating. Yeah, I got a restaurant. Yeah, this is cheating. I got a restaurant. Yeah, it's foul. It's great. We Queens dudes.
We didn't introduce it properly.
No, you're gonna introduce it later. Don't worry. But this is the chicken N.O.R.E right now. I don't know, no seasoning.
I like that.
Just what I'm saying.
Just chicken N.O.R.E.
But one of the famous lines, or one of the famous things that was happening when me and you was going through our discrepancies, where people were saying, man, Trash said, yo man, we used to eat chicken fried, chicken 4 wings and rice and gravy, So I figured we have to go to a Chinese restaurant on the Chow. We just have to. We have to go.
You always
yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Growing up in the hood, that was crazy. I always used to eat, and I didn't know that. I used to eat Chinese and Italian food because they will always give you more for your bite.
That's right.
You gotta think about it, like, you know what I mean?
You got more for your dollar.
Yeah, you got more for your dollar.
You can live off that.
Yeah.
Speaking of living, it's obvious, your origins with CNN.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Putting in work before that, but more notably CNN.
Right.
But just moving forward.
Not more notably before that. CNN is my first industry.
But you went on to have an amazing solo career, and now more currently become a media movement with Drink Champs. Yeah. How was you able to stay relevant? Like,
I wasn't.
What sparked Drink Champs?
No, I wasn't. I don't want to ever lie to anybody, to you or the people. It wasn't just like we had the War Report and everything was just glitz and glamour from there. The War Report, N.O.R.E. was my most successful album, my most proud moment because I stood on my own. But then Melvin Flint, I went through this whole depression because upon, you know, my father passing away.
Rest in peace to senior.
And let me get a little bit more. And then you know, reggaeton was bittersweet for me as well, because you can do that off camera. Reggaeton was bittersweet for me as well, because, you know, on one hand, you know, I did this reggaeton shit, and you know, all my people are loving it from my Latin side, but my black side is telling me, fuck you, yo. Yeah, please, cut off.
I was like, yo, I didn't even know this shit was Spanish.
Yeah. And I said it in my first rhyme. I was like, Luis gotcha, Golden Guns and Tons. And
It didn't click with me.
Yeah,
like,
I was.
Even seeing your pops, like I've seen your pops.
Right.
But I just didn't click, like you just wasn't, forgive me, Spanish to me.
Like the funny shit, Fat Joe, like he never believed me neither, like until he had a show in Chicago. And I said, yo, my family is coming there. So mind you, I forgot to tell him it's my Puerto Rican family. So there's a whole bunch of people, they look just like me. Their eyebrows is thick, but they light skinned. And you gotta really look. When you really look, you're like, that is N.O.R.E. Like he's just a different version of him. And that was my real brother he got to meet. So yeah, that was something like, I took advantage of. Like even when you look at music, Make These Thugs Calm Down, like half of my verse was in Spanish. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, how could I, you know, our first E-Money Bags was on there, then you jumped on there, but how can I compete with these lyricist people and have just as memorable verse, maybe not more memorable, but just as memorable verse. That's what Jose Luis gotcha, Golden Guns, Frank Sinatra, Amigo Sacha, all on the scene with Binocular, Fajardo, Bayamon, me and Mamon, Chrome K-Tone, back to San Juan, my pop's home. So it's like, all right, cool. Like even if you know, like, that's like, damn, that's something different. And I always wanted to use that to my advantage. Now, doing reggaeton was different. I didn't use it to my advantage. I put my career on the line. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, don't be afraid to
yeah.
I want you to burn your thing. Look good, baby.
Yeah. So I put my career on the line because a lot of people,
do you speak Spanish?
Not fluently, nah. I understand it. If you go talk about me in the elevator, I'll figure it out. Yeah, I'll figure it out. But yeah.
So on the way over here, we're listening to music. Girls are talking about stuff. I asked Trags what his favorite N.O.R.E. song was. Hold on, time out. Time out, stop, real quick. Because it's funny when you know a person.
Okay.
What do you think, and don't get the, what do you think my favorite two N.O.R.E. songs are?
I would say Closer. No? Damn.
Okay.
All right, I'm fucked up there.
No, you got it. It was close, though. Nope.
No. And this is N.O.R.E. solo? Or N.O.R.E. and the group?
See, that's a little tricky, because when I gave my first song, he said, well, that's not N.O.R.E. solo. I said, it is
Bloody
N.O.R.E.
Money?
solo. There you go.
Bloody Money, yeah.
And I said one that's not a CNN track.
Okay. Damn.
Cause he had one that I think that's probably mine as well.
Not Super Thug, right?
You got bangers. Don't get it. Don't get it.
Damn, I don't
this
know.
particular one, it's
Okay.
like I was like, yo.
Put me on. Which one?
You came from a different. I love my.
Oh yeah.
life.
Oh yeah.
That's my shit. I never told you that either.
You know what's crazy? That's Nas' hook. That's Nas. Nas wrote the hook. Nas was in the studio, and we had him on the album twice. I guess, you know, he was kind of trying to make up for, you know, not clearing the CNN thing, whatever his reasoning was. And so he was hanging in the studio. If you really listen to N.O.R.E., I felt like, I felt like Nas was getting his aura back from me. Like, what I mean by that is, like, I kind of had the hood with me at that moment.
Nah, definitely.
And he was, if you listen to, it's a song on there called The Story. Nas just did the whole ad-libs. I didn't ask him to do the ad-libs. He just was listening, and he walked in the booth, did the ad-libs. Same thing with I Love My Life was, I wanted to go melodic. I wanted to let people know, like, it's not just thug music. That's what Music Make These Thugs Calm Down was. That was the original hook. But then, we jacked from a person, but then Nas came in, he did that. They wouldn't clear him, and that's how we got Carl Thomas. It was just a coincidence, but it was luck. You know what I'm saying? We got Carl Thomas in, and that was that.
That's it. That's straight. I love that record. Like, I love that record. Even though, like, you my brother, I would love that record And it's a high
you know why I know this is an ill record? That's what DMX. That same exact story you say is the same exact story DMX says.
I've been quoting peace to DMX.
Yeah.
I've been quoting DMX since 3 days.
Right.
He said, Warriors make it back. You know I love that. I'm the quotable.
Yeah.
But that's real. You did have the hood. You still got the hood in a certain sense because you were able to take the hood to another level, which leads me to this in terms of like the whole media game. How, like, again, I want to circle the block a bit. Like with Drink Champs, you said, you know, it wasn't all glory and just, you know, glitz and glory from CNN to N.O.R.E. to Flint, you know what I'm saying, the reggaeton and to now. I know there was a process, but still you've managed to be successful at that process.
But the first one always gets laughed at. The first person to build a building and say, I'm gonna build it, you know, out of steel, and everybody's building out of wood, you get laughed at. You're gonna be groundbreaking, you're gonna be monumental, but when you're first, it's a gift and a curse.
People could point out the mistakes.
Yeah, and
the chances.
And it's ill because somebody's gonna come and try and do it better, and they're gonna act like they did it first.
And they have the benefit of taking your strength.
And what about the Drink Champs song?
I had the Drink Champs song 12 years ago.
I know, that's what.
Yes, and it was ironic.
It turned into something tangible.
Well,
that is crazy.
Well, we had the Drink Champs period.
Before Drink Champs.
Yeah, before Drink Champs. With me and EFN, I used to use his studio to tell you the truth, and he used to play poker. And you know, while you recording the studio hours and playing poker, it was pretty much the same. So anybody who stayed up at night after he was finished, people were like, "Oh, you're a Drink Champ. You're a Drink Champ." I got to big up EFN because he was smart enough. He was smart enough to trademark it. Like I wasn't. So by the time we got started, he had Smoke Champs, we had Drink Champ Sports, we got Drink Champs, we got a whole bunch of whatever champs that you think. We got Good Dad Champs. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna do on Father's Day. So yeah, we went and bought for all those domains and the names, and he did it early. You know what I mean? He did it early. I didn't see the vision. At all. I saw the vision when Jay-Z called me on Thanksgiving to, you know, complain about what he thought I did wrong on somebody else's podcast. And then I thought about it and I was like, yo, maybe this podcast shit is much bigger than I think it is. You know what I mean? And then it goes back to DMX. Then we interviewed Fat Joe, threw his thing out. And then we interviewed DMX and they couldn't give us the numbers. Like we kept asking them, yo, what is the numbers? It was like, this is the best problem we ever had. And I'm like, I was like, what does that mean? It's like, yo, we can't register it. We can't count it. And I was like,
them type of problems, yeah.
I didn't know what they meant. I was just like, oh, okay, man, nobody's listening to our shit. They're like, no, they are. And it was audio at the time, you know what I mean? We never dropped the thing. So for them to have that problem with audio, I knew what we were doing was right. So me and EFN, I'd be honest with you. I say 6 months, he say 8 months. The other day, he just said 10 months. He said we went 10 months without getting a dollar from the shit. We was spending money. We were actually in the hole.
We know the
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we were in the hole. But when you believe in something and it's your passion, it's just like you gotta stick with it. Like you gotta stick with it even when it doesn't make sense. Like, I mean, me and him was on the phone 10 times. Like, are we sure? We like, damn, the numbers make me feel like, and we're like, damn. And then the first people that wanted ads, they was like $50 ads, $500 ads. And you know, we were like, damn, our flights is more than that. So we were holding out. But then we started to think like, how much could we really hold out? And by the grace of God, like, you know, shit worked at the end.
And hard work.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't stop working hard, but we did have doubt. We did have doubt.
Your work ethic is crazy. You always the first one to show up to the studio, last one to leave, always on time. Yesterday you hit me and was like, yo, you're late.
Right.
Yeah,
I was late.
And I felt good.
No, I
wasn't late today.
I'm gonna be honest.
I felt good because I wasn't late today.
I'll be honest. I was late for Diego. There's 1,000,000%. I was already downstairs, but and then we underestimated Miami traffic because, you know, people always think it's just New York and it's LA, and right now Miami's the only place that's open, so it's New York and LA.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean?
Miami's the only place I've seen that will charge you to drive in a certain lane.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
That says a lot.
Yeah,
right
I love
there
it. I love it.
about
Yeah.
Miami, which is ill. But
Now,
sorry.
earlier you said about this. He was the first to come to the sessions.
Right.
What was a typical like CNN session like? Or was there not?
I mean, for me, like, this was an experience because, I'm gonna be honest. Paul, my brother, but to a certain extent, he was a little spoiled because he had to deal with Faith Newman, and they would go. Him and Trags, they would have this gold slugger, and to me that was like Ace of Spades. Like they had golds. I like, oh shit, niggas' lips is gold. like, and they would be drinking this shit. And so Paul had the experience. Like he had me, I didn't have that experience. So when I was going to Unique Studios, that shit was like going to the Parliament or something. That shit was like going to see like. And then I would bump into certain people, like, because other people got the same. Yeah. And it was just like, I was in Manhattan and I belonged there. So I just remember I never.
Mad plug you.
I never. When I found out about the food budget, you know what I'm saying? I was like, what? I go order $50 worth of food and I'm good.
For the people out there who don't know, when he says food budget, he's talking about when you get a budget, an album budget from the label, and they have a certain allotment of the budget just for your food.
Yeah.
And we from the streets, we from the hood.
Yeah.
And immediately when we saw a food budget.
Like somebody paying for our food? You serious?
Cars?
Word. And that's all I needed because, to tell you the truth, it was real ironic because Paul really wasn't rhyming like that in jail. Like he had a couple of rhymes, but he wasn't rhyming like that in jail.
Paul was actually a DJ too.
Yeah, he really was. It was me that was in like in those ciphers in jail. And I was, attacking all that shit. So that's the reason why Paul really waited. Because Paul knew, it's like, yo, God bless my man. But he knew like, this is the anchor. Like this is the guy that's gonna hold it down.
He needs to be here.
Yeah, and so that was dope. That was dope for him.
He convinced me of that.
Yeah, that was dope for him.
For the most part, he was right, and 1,000% right. And this ain't gonna be hopefully not our last interview.
Right? No.
And we're gonna definitely get back with all three of us.
Yeah.
To get a more.
And on the child, and on the child,
That's
and
what
on
I'm
the
talking
child
about.
too.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. But yeah, right now, man. Obviously, you got great success with your show.
Right.
What's next?
Well, my next is to produce shows like On Da Chow, and even though y'all got this already going, but to help out, like I told y'all off scenes, but things like that. It's just like the thing about that is I want to be a content creator. What that means is I can't create all the content that I want to support and I want to dish out. The thing is, we're our own media, right? Like if
that's
like
something you told me too. Yeah.
Like I really want us to control. Like me personally, On Da Chow is great. I love it, right? Riding in Cars for Castro is great. I love it. But Tragedy's real role in hip hop is to be a conspiracy theorist. It's to break that down. I'm just telling you. Like I always told you that. It's just like I know when I come to you, you're going to give me more than I know, right? And that's something dope. Like that's something like I know that if I ask you right now, yo, you think the Twin Towers is a conspiracy? I know you're gonna say, yep. I'm gonna ask you that. I just know that, and I know there's a whole Erykah Badu way of thinking that's out there that these people, it's a whole market, and I say that this is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. Everything else you're doing is beautiful. But that's on me to do that. Like when I hear Jadakiss, and I hear him quoting every single basketball game, and I'm like, how the fuck do you watch the same amount of basketball as Stephen A. Smith? Yeah. Like people who get paid for it. I told Jim Jones, you have to be the weatherman. You have to. You have to. Like, I don't care. And that's the thing is, like, we're not supposed to be perfect at it. Like, I ain't supposed to be perfect at cooking. I ain't supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be perfect at eating the motherfucker, or perfect at promoting the motherfucker.
But imperfect perfection.
And that's what I think that Drink Champs work. But when I'm getting back to you, when it comes to that, like, I really know that there's a market. There's a whole market for that. Like, this is great because this is a different show, but then. For your real solo podcast, like that shit is that's a different lane, and there's no one in there.
Factual.
There's no one in there, bro.
You just don't. You might have gave him. Listen, you might have woke him. You might have woke him.
He's gonna edit.
Hey, nah. It don't matter. It don't matter. You the general.
We don't get no. Yo, where's Juan at, man? We don't get no sauce for this chicken.
Oh shit.
We gotta talk about catching N.O.R.E.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, me too.
I'm gonna take this catch of N.O.R.E.
Yeah, let's do it.
By the way, we in the Red Dragon.
Drunken Dragon.
Drunken Dragon. Excuse me.
You know I'm a drink
Cut
champ.
that out.
I gotta pick a drunken.
Drunken Dragon right now.
So let me ask you a question. Let me flip it on you for a
Let's
second.
go.
What made you? I mean, food is the most universal thing I ever did. I remember one day I was in Russia, and I was trapped because I was the only one going back to Miami, I believe, or only one going back to New Jersey, and everyone's going back to New York. So they separated us on a flight going back. So I'm trapped in this lounge in Russia, and there's a guy who doesn't talk English, and I don't speak whatever language he is, and we just in this thing. He going like this. He going. He pointing to the living food, going. Like don't eat that. That's nasty. I mean, this guy had a whole conversation for 2 hours just about food. I couldn't speak his language, he couldn't speak his language. And from that moment on, I was like, food is the most universal thing other than music. What made you say that about this?
Well, you know what it was? I was like, I always cooked, but I had been posting some things on my gram, like dishes
Right.
I made. And actually, Mr. App was like, yo, you should come out with a cookbook.
Right. Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And then it kind of just built from there, and I'm like,
yeah, I was like, yo, what would he call his cookbook? And then I
Right.
started being like, maybe he'd call it the best MC's recipe.
And I was like,
hit him.
nah.
He's like, nah, that's just whack. Because I thought maybe get other people's.
you know what I came with?
And he came with that, and then
On
he
the
was like,
chat,
on
and
the
I,
Chow.
and I heard China Mac say that when I was watching the episode. He said, because you know, on the Chow, it makes you feel like, let's just go to Warrior time. Go get your razor. Go put your phone books on.
Get your
Like, you know what I mean?
iPod out,
Yeah. Like you turn it into something
Like
positive.
a lot of things, what we do coming from the street, we take, like you said, you know, Jim Jones should be do the weather. Jadakiss should be a sports commentator. With a lot of things we do coming from the street, we take that and put our own language to it, and we put our own, we bring hip hop to it and our culture to it. So it doesn't have to be perfect to America per se, but it's perfect to the culture because we bring that zazon, we bring that adobo. So that's what that was.
And I got Adam Richmond too. I'm gonna hook y'all up, man. At the chef Adam Richmond, he got a new show on the History Channel. That's my man. We got a show coming up together. We working on too.
That's right.
But I'm in, man. I'm
I was loving the weekend, man. Loving the weekend. Love pulling up. We had to stay. We supposed to go back like Monday.
Nah,
listen,
but you know
why
what?
we had to stay?
It's great energy.
The vibe was right.
Yeah.
The energy was right.
Right.
You had the the who's who showing up. Dude just pulling up like Gunsmoke pulled up.
Gunplay.
Said gunplay. Excuse me, gunplay.
Gunplay. Yeah, you know the problem.
I said to be correct.
Yeah.
Gunplay.
Gunplay, True Life pulled up.
Tory Lanez.
Tory
I think
Lanez.
Tory Lanez was one of the most memorable too, because
he was on fire.
He called it. No, at first listen, I gotta keep it Greenberry. He was off, but he said, I'm gonna throw 5 more air balls and then I'm gonna come. And I'm like, yeah, right. And that's what he did.
When I gave him the drink, and if you notice, when you look at the shade room, we look at the footage that actually is going viral.
What you gave him?
I gave him some Ace of Spade, you know what I'm saying? Because he was.
You called it something else.
No, I called it Ace. I said Champagne. Yeah. But what it was I told him you was at the Drunk Olympics and you're the only guy that's not drunk. So he came back. That's what I thought was going viral. Was the moment when he came back, took the shot,
But
and then
what
went
went
in.
viral?
But it was just something else that went viral. It was something else. I didn't know.
I love him because I said this. I said, yo, he showed up. He pulled up. You know what I'm saying? And he pulled up like, yo, I'm not trying to come in and be all done up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All touched. I wouldn't have did it. That's why I respected it more. Because I'm like, yo, this dude got hard.
Yeah, and he's definitely a real one. And I was glad to just take your mind off of something. Like, you know, right now the world is really shut down. Like, I wouldn't have been able to pull off that event in New York or nothing. But what happens is, you know, it's time for a person to go from me to we. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times in life, it's all about me. And then sometimes it's got to be about we. You know what I'm saying? Got to be about we, because me at the top of the mountain by yourself, you're gonna invite somebody anyway. You don't want to be there. No one wants to be at the top of the mountain by themselves. Yeah. So I'm moving. You know, I heard Puff used to say that, from me to we. So I'm moving from me to we, and I wanted to do something that was spectacular. Like, on the low, I had Ja Rule there as well, and I had the car driver on. I said, yo, I kind of pulled off a fake Fire Fest. And I did. I had to. I had to say that. And no, he's my friend. Like, John's my real friend. And I was like, but the thing is, the difference between me and Ja was trying to sell to people that was outside of his actual lane. Like, his lane, no, he was selling to people that was actually in his lane, but just an above category. I want to sell to people that would probably London that'll never get to see Trags, and say, you know what, the next Smoke Champs weekend, you could be in the cook-off with Trags. You could be in a pool, playing pool with DMX.
That's dope.
You could play spades against Joe Button. And I'm gonna deliver these people.
Play basketball with Cameron.
And you can play basketball with Cameron and N.O.R.E, because my foot ain't gonna be injured too long. Yeah, Cameron wanted to get busy. Listen, let me just tell you something. The only people in the industry that ever beat me in basketball is Cam, Jim Jones, I believe Huddy was on their team, I think Cardan, and let me just tell you something, I never forgave him. I still, to this day, don't forget. Like, he looked at me and said, yeah, you was mad tight that day. I looked, I said, I had to change the subject. Because I was like, he's right, I was mad. But bigged them up, you know, me and Cam ain't see each other in so long, and it's like, it was so many, you know, missed stories, and I really said to myself, I said, yo, Cam, pull up, you know, I'm gonna give him a great hug, and we're gonna...
That was wonderful.
Because, you know, me and him in 1998 were like this, but it wasn't us, it was the people. X was there in 1998 too, but X was so different, they never compared it to us.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I just thought it was dope that how I told, you know, we kind of came clean on certain things, not in a bad way, in a good way. Where I was like, yo, when we did that freestyle with Clue, because it was like them kind of against us the way it looked. And I was like, yo, remember I told you, I was like, yo, them Harlem dudes is in here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And he said, yo, I told my people the same thing.
I love that. I love
it, man. Because we all bring out the best in each other. And that's what it's about. And that's where we at today with On Da Chow right now with you. And you know, like we've been through our things, but we bringing out the best in each other. And it's all about the alley-oop. And all I could do is give you a backwards karate chop, show you a high salute. Fuck giving you your flowers while you smell them. I'm throwing you a bouquet.
Let's do it, goddamn.
I can't wait to do the whole, for lack of a better term, trilogy. You feel me?
What you saying, me, you, and Capone?
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I love that. I love those moments, man. Like I love the fact that you and Capone came out and chilled the whole weekend. You know what I mean? Because, like, it's not just supposed to be my beginning, the middle, and it got to be the beginning, middle, and forever. You know what I'm saying? And forever, not the end, because we don't say the end, but forever. You know what I'm saying? It's just. I can't tell if the lady came out to see if I was smoking or she came out to see what the hell is going on with these cameras. But we're gonna figure it out, though.
Listen, though, you got vision. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you a crazy little story real quick.
Okay.
I hit this dude, right? First of all, I threw something up. Before I threw it up, I hit him and I said, yo, watch the next episode I do. Look, it's gonna be crazy. I said, it's gonna be crazy. I said, you won't guess who I got on the next episode. The first guess, he said, Havoc. And I said, yo, what the fuck you got over there, Chris?
Nah, I feel it.
He said, nah, because I always loved y'all energy.
I love y'all energy. I love y'all energy. It was it's something magic. Like, you know, when you have a relationship with somebody that is filled with, like, magic, but it's also filled with, like, weird energy, but that weird energy is actually, it creates the magic.
The magic.
It almost reminds me of me and Pharrell's relationship. Because me and Pharrell's relationship is a little bit different because we really don't relate to each other at all. Like, I don't really relate to Pharrell as a person. I relate to him as a musician.
That's right.
But, and like you and Havoc relationship is like a big brother, older brother shit. And I could see what you did, like, for Illegal Life when you got him. Like, he didn't have to come to the studio at all. Like, he didn't have to do Illegal Life. He didn't have to do Parole Violators and so on and so forth. But I knew...
As well as LA.
But I knew your relationship with him superseded that. I always feel like I produced LA. Let me just throw that out there. Let me just throw that out. Because let me just say why. No, let me just say why. It's because I remember us brainstorming in Stretch Armstrong house with nothing but records behind us, and me asking y'all, did you hear the LA thing, and when the New York thing? And when we heard it, none of us could actually come up with if they was actually dissing us. I don't think anybody definitively said they dissed us. So if you really, we didn't diss them to the actual video.
To the video. Kick and build.
Like, cause we was confused. And P took his verse off because P said JFK on his way to LA.
You sparked, I ain't gonna front. This is how I remember it.
Okay.
You sparked it because you said, to me, I'm gonna keep it real, which is kind of more organic. Which is kind of more organic. All the way Greenberry. You came in and was like, yo, did you hear these motherfuckers?
Yep.
And I said, what happened? You said, these motherfuckers disrespected us.
Right. Okay, I didn't know that. I forgot that part.
No,
I believe him though. I believe him.
I was like, no, because I'm gonna keep it Greenberg.
Yeah,
like,
I believe you.
Say, yo, first of all, I never wrote the man's rhymes. Right. I want to say that. I don't even say that right now. I'm talking about.
I relax. All right, cool.
Relax.
Cool.
I never wrote the man's rhymes. I come in where I come in at, and so do you. That's what makes a movement.
Right.
A movement is not based on one person or two people. If it's a movement, it's more than two people, more than one person, for sure.
Right.
As far as I recollect, you came in and you was like, yo, and I was embarrassed that I didn't hear the joint.
Right.
So when you said that, I went back and I listened to it and I was like, and when I listened to it,
Yo God, Yo B, remember what they was saying? They was like, Yo God.
So look, I came in and I did the original skit, but before we even got to that point, I ain't gonna lie, we was trying to get in. The Source wrote a column. They reviewed the album, and I felt disrespected.
No.
Hear me out. Hear me out. I got love for the Source.
Because that was Elliot Wilson. No, not the album. They reviewed the demo tape. You said the album. I gotta correct you. That was the demo tape.
The demo?
Yeah, the demo tape. Yeah, you said the album.
LA, factual.
Yeah,
That's an artifact.
Right.
And I felt the way about that.
It was the unsigned hype. It was the unsigned hype. Yeah.
They compared, because once
the
we had the album, we was signed. But when they compared,
I hated that too. I hated that.
I love Havoc.
I hated that. I don't think me and you ever had a real discussion about that.
Never did.
We just were separate.
I love Mobb Deep for what Mobb Deep represented. But I love Havoc. That's my brother.
Yeah.
But I love Mobb Deep for what Mobb Deep was a voice of a generation. Anyway, long story longer, I felt the way about that because I was like, and when I said, I was like, my niggas is not Mobb Deep.
Right.
We're a little different.
Right.
And it's not, I'm not shooting.
No disrespect.
No disrespect. I love Havoc, and I love Mobb Deep.
Well.
So I was like, yo, I felt the way. Right now? So like.
Oh my God, Tory got his shit fixed. His shit is fixed, leave.
Let's motivation. Leave. Tory, what up, Tory?
No, that's on Instagram Live.
Don't embarrass me.
yeah. But go ahead, continue.
But when you said that, and you was like, yo, did you hear? And I went back, I ain't gonna lie. We didn't go in that day when you came in and said what the Dog Pound did. We went back in later, because I ain't gonna lie, when you said that, I felt embarrassed that I wasn't aware of what they did. Because remember, they came in and did a whole video and all that. What I saw,
I'm gonna tell you how I looked at it. This is what happened. In my opinion, you can stop me if I'm corrected. You came to Queensbridge. You came to Havoc Block. I used to love that goddamn 41st side of 12th Street. I can't lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. It was
things happened over there.
It was the devil was there.
A lot of things happened over there.
And I ain't gonna lie.
Talk about that.
Me and the devil was cool at this time. Like, yeah, he blessed. That was my name. He blessed. That's the devil. Like, it's a fact. It was my nickname. But I was gravitated towards the foul shit. And it was the day you came there. You got us all. And I remember I took the train ride to Stretch Armstrong crib. I don't remember how anybody else got there. And when we got there, and I remember P having on an Averex jacket.
He did.
He had on an Averex jacket. So maybe I'm getting the days confused, but this is the day he actually did lay the verse.
He laid the verse and the hook.
And I didn't know he knew who I was. This is why this moment probably mean a little bit more to me is because this was like my third time meeting him, or second time meeting him, and he had my name in the rhyme. That would let me know he was on me.
Got word back.
He said, got word back from Noreaga, and I'm talking about this is literally my second time meeting the dude. So that's when I realized the man looked at me like competition. I looked at him like a confidant, a friend.
A confidant.
A friend or a colleague. And that's not what, because I don't know niggas' names that I don't really know.
You know what's crazy? There was a lot of, and it's just something Lake pointed out to me, which is very interesting. I gotta say this.
Big up to Lake. Somebody, you had him on FaceTime the other day, right?
Yeah,
Who was it? Who was it?
Me. I called him on FaceTime. Excuse me, which is real interesting to me. Lake said the reason why a lot of Queensbridge artists and any one of us in that circle, because even though you're definitely from Iraq.
Yeah, but I got Queensbridge in my blood.
But you stood close to the bridge, and, and the bridge still close to you.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
At that time, a lot of us were kind of like going after the same goal. That's what kind of like took, it made competition a little bit more than competition.
Right.
Lake, that was interesting. That was an interesting point Lake brought up, and I had to re-look at that, because for me on the outskirts, this is something you might never know. I had dudes come to me like Mega, for instance. Love call Mega. You know what I'm saying, for what he brought to the culture. Never know hate him greater than that. He's greater than that. We should all be great.
Yep.
Bless up.
I'm gonna fix that shit with you on call Mega.
Nah,
Go ahead.
it's nothing to fix.
I know.
Guess what? It's nothing to fix.
I know, but just in case.
Bless up. Bless up.
Yeah. Bless up. Go ahead.
Bless up. I'm bigger than that. You bigger than that. He bigger than that.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Let's be bigger.
Yep.
So I remember Cole Mega saying to me, yo, I feel like he kind of took my name.
Oh yeah, the Noreaga call Mega thing. I remember that.
But it made me think about what Lake said.
Right.
And this is a credit to Core Mega when I say this.
Right.
Because you know what? We was all kind of going at the same chair.
Yeah.
But now, right, for me, dudes are in their respective lanes.
Right.
And like you said, the dudes' mountains is different now.
Yeah.
So
Well, listen then.
yeah, the comfortability is different, right?
Yep.
And dudes have grown. That's why I gotta commend you on, man, which is so important. And I'm never gonna I'm gonna keep alley-ooping this, because you know what, at the end of the day, that shows growth, man.
Yeah, you know, that was something that I learned, was while we was in competition, other motherfuckers was getting along. like that was like
maybe because they saw the strength in our unity.
I laughed at Compton one time, and I was like, yo man, you Compton dudes, I forget who I interviewed, or maybe I was on Clubhouse, and I was fucking with Game, and I was like, yo, you Compton dudes can't get along. He said, man, but y'all Queens dudes, and I had to shut up. I was like, even if it wasn't me, I'm a part of the fuckery. I'm a part of the niggerdom. That niggerdom happened. I'm a part of the niggerdom. Niggerdom, yeah, you don't remember? Yeah. Nah, niggerdom. Niggerdom and negativity is two different things.
I said negativity.
Oh, negativity, yeah. No, I like niggerdom, bro. Deja Powell shit, but we was all a part of that, and I mean, when we realized that our barrel is the biggest barrel, there's no way we were supposed to ever clash.
Because it's kind of like being relaxed. Like I always compare, and I love Capone. You know I love Capone.
Of course, that's our brother.
I love Capone. But like you said, me and Capone, I love Capone. You know why? And this is something I learned. Like, me and Capone might have been a little too comfortable and relaxed. And that kind of, you got to stay famished.
Right. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it been plenty of nights I just was looking like, yo, what are they doing? Like, no disrespect, this is your show, you can edit it if you want. They was two of the most horniest niggas alive at one point.
I don't like that part, because you know what? I remember, I don't like that part.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest, Trags, I'm gonna be honest. Let me just tell you from the outside looking in. Like, I felt like, this is what I feel like
what's up?
Like, Pone reminded you of you in your young days, and instead of saying, man, you rode with us. Like, instead of you being like,
ever see me ride with him?
No, I said roll with him. I ain't gonna lie, like, it's been so many days I used to page y'all, and y'all be like, yo, man, you know, we was with N.O.R.E last night, and y'all used to have so much stories, and I used to look at y'all, and y'all used to go out, It was time y'all was so drunk. Y'all was taking losses going out. Y'all was still going out, and still would go out the next day. And I would look, and all I wanted, and I'm not saying I was more focused than either one of y'all, because once y'all locked in, but I just knew it wasn't the time to celebrate, and it wasn't the time. But you were trash. Listen, you were trash, and you were lit. And then Pone is coming up, and all you had to do was say, yo, this is Pone. And the bitches was just all on y'all, and it was just.
That nigga will not listen to me.
Yo, but you didn't listen neither, though.
Wait, you right. But wait.
Yeah.
Niggas not listening to me.
Nah, but
I
it
love
was,
him, but you know
yo,
what?
you know what the crazy shit is?
It was a great balance.
It's a crazy shit is, like, y'all horniness preceded me. Because you know what it did?
That's a lie.
No, what I mean by that, let me explain. Let me explain it. Like, had y'all not been horny, we would never had a Bloody Money. Bloody Money was made because y'all didn't come to the studio. That was it.
Oh.
Like, that's why I don't even want to give you no fucking long story.
I want the long story.
No, listen, I'm being honest. You want the long story?
Yes.
No, it was Bloody Money, Trags. I remember it. Trust me, I remember everything. I can't tell you what I did yesterday, but in the beginning, I'll tell you everything. That's all right. I know exactly that. 3, Afro-Latin was from 3.
3 to 11.
3 to 11. I'm about to say 3 to 9.
It was 3 to 11 at Unique's, bro.
All right, now I'm glad. You know I wasn't gonna stop him. I wanted to make sure.
Why I didn't come that day, and it had nothing to do with horniness.
Yes, it did. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you how I know the time. It was 3 to 11, not 3 to 9.
I'm telling you. And
701 bro.
Since he was there.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we're not getting no money off this.
Since he was there, let him go.
Yeah, well, it was 3, and I swear to God, Pone and Trags showed up like around 9:30. I'm heated, but I'm also like, damn, they gonna shut me down. And then nigga Trags, I remember his face, man. He had the same hat, just backwards, the same exact way, bro. And he looked, and you know Trags throw it on. He got the ice grill on. He like, that's when he liked something. I didn't know that at the time. When he throw the ice grill on, he like, man, he think he in HDM. He like, yeah.
I'm waiting to stop you, but I can't.
And he like that. You ain't got no hook. And I'm looking like, what the fuck is a hook? I didn't know what a hook was. Nigga, I was like, a hook? He like, a hook. I'm like, I don't know what He like, the shit you did on N.O.R.E. And I said, oh, so I'm sitting there writing. He said, no, man, no, this is how I know you a genius. He said, no need, you already did it. And I said, what? And you slid to the engineer and Easy LP, you was like, his first 4 bars, loop that. And I looked and I was like, and I'll tell you the truth, at first, I'm sorry I'm off camera and all that, but this is good too. I was like, yo, we can't do no hook with New York in it. They gonna laugh. Like, they ain't fucking with the New York, let's make it so. He said, trust me, it's gonna be a global record. And I did not hear it. But once they synchronized it and they put the mix together, I was like, how the fuck I was here for 4 hours and I did that shit in 4 minutes. Nigga walked through.
I can't say nothing.
Listen.
I wanted to jump on you.
Listen.
You know I was waiting. You know we the same,
Listen,
right?
I know you. Listen, I remember shit like that, bro.
You know
Like,
what's so genius, though? I'm gonna tell you what's so genius.
That's fucking hell.
and I immediately, because I went from being mad to, all right, let me shut the fuck up too. I did the same exact thing. I was like, oh, okay. But I still didn't agree with the hook until the actual record came out. And I was like, and people were singing in New York.
Can't be wrong and strong.
Yeah, it was like, New York get the blood money, dirty cash. And I was like, damn, bro. And that was my first line.
Rhyme in stereo?
Yeah, I remember that too. I remember that story. That was in Power Play Studios. You booked the session. I forgot what the dude's name was. I was on my way to the bathroom. And the dude said, yo, because you know Capone was your artist. For lack of a better term, I was damn near Capone's artist through you. All right, well, through Capone, through you.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that when we do, but go ahead.
So I remember I was in Power Play Studios, I went to the bathroom, and I actually did not know, because I was sitting there waiting, and the dude came to you, he was like, yo, that guy rhymes in stereo. It sounds like he's offbeat, but he's in stereo. And he was like, oh, really? He said, which one is in stereo, though? He's like Capone? He's like, no. The other guy, I don't even think he knew my name. He's like,
Look, that's because you really add on.
Yeah.
So when he said that, something clicked to me. So
Right.
now when you did Bloody Money, I was like, that's why the hook is already done.
Yo, I didn't know that. See, now I'm getting it. I didn't know that.
So,
But I remember you said, yo, the hook is already done, and I was just like, oh, shit.
right. I was there, the dude was like, yo, your man Rhyme Stereo, and I was like, oh, shit, you know?
Yep.
Because I ain't gonna lie, at first, it's like when you're used to doing things a certain way, it's like, this nigga's weird. I ain't gonna lie, I was like, yo,
I was weird.
This
I
nigga
was weird.
always just,
I was
like, you had no format.
What? Nope.
But I learned
didn't.
from that too. That's why when we was doing the war report, I was like, yo, you know what? I learned, yo, rule number one, look, there are no rules.
Yeah. You know what it was I wrote rhymes in jail on my stomach. Sorry, my stomach big now, but I wrote rhymes in jail on my
It
stomach.
got smaller since then.
Oh no, man, my toe got bigger though.
You're telling the truth.
So I'm sitting down writing, and so my shit will always be awkward because I couldn't finish it because they would say lights out, and depending on which way, like it's like how Malcolm X read a book. It was crazy. I was reading Malcolm X's autobiography the same way, and so I knew I had an awkward style. I knew I had something that nobody had, not just because of how I wrote, and I was Latino. I really was in jail like when the Latin Kings became prominent, and they were making people choose sides based on your last name. Your name is Rafael Gomez. You can't go to B Unit. You got to go to C Unit with the Latin Kings. So they would, my name is Victor Santiago. So they would try to recruit me every month, and they just look like, this nigga's black as hell. This nigga ain't no Victor Santiago. And I'm cool with the Bonitos, I'm cool with the Latinos. Yeah, so when they were like, damn, and that was the first time I realized, like, I'm a Afro-Latino. Like, I mean, that's the better word. Back then I used Noreagan.
Bridging gaps.
You know what I'm saying? But that was the time.
Baby.
That's the reason why, if you notice what I did this weekend, we had handball day. That's really dedicated to just really like the Latinos. And then the next day, we had basketball. I know it reminded you of jail a little bit.
You know what's good? I forgot. I don't know what jail is.
Right, exactly.
I've never been to jail. I've never been to jail. You know what's crazy though? When I pulled up, you was sweating.
Yeah, I ain't playing. I ain't playing. Yeah, I wasn't playing.
But you know what's more crazy though?
What?
You had the fucking gloves.
Oh yeah, I wasn't playing, bro. Yeah, I wasn't playing. I wasn't playing. I wasn't playing, bro. I wasn't playing. And you know,
all you needed was your hair slicked back, my guy. He was on it, man.
And you know what's crazy about that is hood people are the most creative people you'll ever see. Obviously, handball had to be created from the hood. I bet you there's a possible way that this can actually become a legal sport. Breakdancing is in the Olympics.
Yep.
Let's be clear. Anything is possible.
Listen, motherfuckers played numbers and it was illegal, and then they came with ladders.
Shit, they got
They can
CeeLo.
regulate it, they can reinstate
Shit,
it.
they got CeeLo
They
and
can regulate it, they can reinstate it.
in some craps and some casinos they got CeeLo and craps in there.
Right.
So that's my little fake goal.
I gotta shout my moms out, man. My mom's
Big up.
nice and handball. Rest in peace, my mom. Love you, mama. Artifacts, y'all.
That's hard. I didn't know you was gonna go there when you said when you said
I knew about the
shout out your
clubs.
moms. Wow.
Yeah, I love my moms, man.
Right. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't got a cup, man.
I was the one in Newtown Field with the shit on, the goggles. I did all that shit, bro. I did all that shit. Hold on, let me get a little bit more. Yeah. Let me get a little bit more before you hit it from the bottom. But you don't want to put this on camera. We don't know the owners of these guys. We don't know the owners of these guys. We know the owners of Ace. That's what we was drinking all day.
Ain't some spade. I ain't got it by the way.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay off camera. Nah. Yeah. Nah. I'm not getting. We can get another one. He said. That's what I said.
Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
I like it like that. But due to the fact that it showed me where everything at, like man, everything come at full circle, man.
Right.
Like, yo, like when I saw
Go
them
get it.
fucking gloves, yo,
Right.
right back. I'm getting that. Yo,
Okay, good.
get the bottle.
Get the
Yo, when I
bottle.
saw them gloves, my guy,
Right.
it made me think about my mom's.
Ah, I didn't know
And, yo,
that.
I told him, I said, yo, if he got the, I bet she gonna have the fucking gloves with the fingers.
Yeah.
When I pulled up, he was
Yeah.
like, I went to hug, he was like, yo, you smell good. And I'm sweating.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, anyway, because I just pulled up and I'm like, I came all the way here.
Yeah.
This, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We've been through the trenches together.
Yep.
I don't know what else to say, man. Like,
Yeah, but
Drinking his
ham. Well, yeah, fuck you. Why not artifacts?
foul.
Yo, artifacts, man. You know, I just want to say, you know, you've been bigging me up this whole interview, but let me just say, you know, at the end of the day, it was something that Marley Marl said to me, and Marley Marl, yeah, go ahead, all right. So Marley Marl said, you know, on air, on Drink Champs, he said, yo, in a lot of ways, if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be a Drink Champs. And I sat there and I let it calculate through, and he's correct. You know, Marley gave you the light, and I remember me at even one point being mad at you for forgiving Marley. I was like, yo, why you forgive Marley, man? I heard he did some bad shit to you. It's like, man, that man saved my life. It's way more good than bad. This is when you did the LA remix, and I was like, wow, that made me say, you know what am I harboring, you know, any type of feelings for a guy? If you forgive him, I gotta forgive him. And so I say that to say this, you know, thank you for bigging me up. Thank you for telling me my accolades now and whatever. But if it wasn't for you in the beginning, because easily Capone said, I got my man that's coming home from up north. I remember this shit like it was yesterday. And I remember AZ, I remember Capone having the same record that AZ had. And then I also remember, you know, us going to Hot 97 about the rhyme, and Big is there, and Capone rhymed. And I didn't rhyme. I wanted Big to rhyme, like an idiot. I didn't rhyme. So that could have been the dead, that's the boys right there, y'all. That could have been the dead of us of all, you know what I mean? But we didn't do it. We stuck with it. And you believed in Pone enough to listen to him enough to say, you know, if this is your man, let me give him a chance. Gave me a chance, and I did everything I did with it. You know, I took, the reason why I do 4 or 5 songs a night, to this day, I won't book a session unless I can do 4 or 5 songs in that one session, is because you taught me not to waste money.
We don't sit on
in
the
unique
couch.
studios.
We don't sit on the couch.
You don't waste money in D&D studios.
We don't sit on
You
the
don't
couch.
waste money in any of these studios. You go in, and if it hadn't been for that, so a lot of times you big me up for the work ethic. You be like, yo, you know, your work ethic is impeccable, and I respect that. But it developed, you know, in the War Report sessions.
I'ma say this.
Do you realize there's not one record that we made from the War Report that didn't get used? Yeah, there's not one.
Only this
them
demo.
all?
They used,
Yeah.
even Married to
You know why?
Marijuana. Married to Marijuana didn't make it,
look,
but you know what Married to Marijuana is. Does Calm Down didn't make it, but you know what that is. Like, that lets you know, God bless you, I gotta give you that.
God bless
we
you.
We didn't bullshit not one session.
That's a fact.
And that's why I'm gonna big you up, not to say it because you here, but I'm saying it because when you're not here, you taught me that energy. So even when you wasn't around, that's how records like Bloody Money got made. That's how records, these other records where I was just leading off on got made, because I just knew that, yo, listen, the beat is up, I gotta lay it.
A true comrade is somebody who sing your song back to you when you forget it.
Right. And that's real. Oh, wow, that's hard. That was hard. That hit me a little later. That was hard.
Like that one?
That was hard. But yeah.
So should that.
Yeah. So,
On the
you
chat.
know, for real. It was a real experience making the War Report. Like, the War Report was, I can't lie to you, and it's gonna sound crazy. It might even sound a little bit more crazier. When I listened to the War Report, I remember all the pain that we went through. Like, when I say a stressed day, police watched through 12K. That was a real apartment in my hood that I felt like they had that shit on my block. Like, they had the whole cameras.
Was it worth it?
What, making the War Report?
Pain?
Yeah. Hell yeah, I'll do it again. Yeah, I'll do it again, yeah. Hell yeah, it was worth it. Hell yeah, it was worth it. Hell yeah.
Chang.
But going through different stages of that time, I didn't know that's gonna make us to be unbreakable. Like, you know what I mean? Like the highlight of the weekend, yeah, we had these all stars. highlight of the weekend was to see the War Report hang out together. I didn't really, you know what I'm saying? That's the highlight of the weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like.
I just want to say.
And notice I didn't say Trags, Capone, and N.O.R.E. I didn't say that. I said the War Report. That was the highlight of the weekend. Was just like, yo, look, these dudes made an album 20-something years ago. It stood the test of time. It helped birth another dude's whole career, helped birth a whole other thing.
A lot of other careers.
And you know, you gotta think about it. If the War Report, same way Marty Mark can say that, there's people like Swiss Beats that can say, man, if he ain't have banned from TV, he might have not excelled. If he, Scott Storchin, Pharrell, and you know, they came from me, Scram Jones, and all of this, it's all comes from that same lineage of the War Report. So, you know, that was the highlight for me was, and it wasn't like I didn't want y'all to chill. I wanted, God bless me for saying it like this, but I wanted y'all to be me, meaning, like I wanted y'all to host. And that's really what y'all did, you and Capone. It was like, yo, look, y'all not the guests. Y'all the host. You know what I'm saying? This is y'all shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta figure out a way how that makes y'all feel comfortable. You know, but that's how I look at On Da Chow. I don't look at On Da Chow like it's y'all shit, it's y'all show. But it's our shit.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? It's our shit.
It's a different branch.
Like, yeah, that's exactly. Like, you know.
I'm gonna say this. I never felt like, I felt totally comfortable.
Right.
You know me, listen.
I know.
I'm not as politically correct as a lot of people. I don't really know how to lie, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm setting up Wakanda.
I felt so comfortable.
You know, this is what I'm setting up, man.
I was comfortable, bro.
Yeah.
You know me, bro.
I'm setting up Mwanda, man. This is Mwanda out here. Miami, Wakanda, man. This is what I'm trying to set up.
Well, the highlight of my weekend, losing in pool to DMX.
Yo, listen, and you're also the reason why the next time we have this event, it's $1,000 a man.
On the pool table.
On the pool table, because
let me tell you something. Yeah. He talks so much shit though.
I didn't talk no shit.
Listen, hold on, stop. Listen, I'm gonna keep it.
Oh, when DMX wasn't there.
No. He talked to when he's official.
Oh, okay.
No, but he was like, yo, listen.
No, DMX a pool shark.
He's like, yo, listen, man. I'm gonna play DMX. Nobody's respectfully putting no money up. Look, my son is about his money.
Right, I know.
You know, he's about his money.
I know.
He's like, yo, listen, I'm gonna put some money up. Respectfully, that's DMX. I wanted to go, cause you know how we do. We get out, we start. I said, yo, son.
He's ready to leave.
Fuck everything.
I'm not going. I'm not leaving.
You got it.
I don't want to fuck nothing up.
Right.
Cause you know we hood dudes. So I was like, yo, you know what? You get a couple drinks, leave, nigga. Right? So I said, yo, it's time to go. Right. I show respect to my brothers. It's time to go. He said, look. He said,
he did the right move.
Look. Of course. And I listened to him. Right. He said, yo. He said, I want to play DMX in pool. I still was like, son, I'm big.
Right.
When I get too big, it's time to go. I always think about Goldschlager.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something though. I'm gonna tell you. I don't mean to take over your story.
Nah, at all.
But I'm gonna tell you something. This is the biggest jewel I ever met. You're gonna make more at the bar than you're gonna make at the meeting. A motherfucker gotta connect with you in life more than they connect with you through bread.
That's a fact, dude.
If a motherfucker connect with you in life,
tell the truth. You told me that the other night.
Yes, listen.
If you was lying, that shit would have changed.
Listen, if a motherfucker connect with you in life, they're gonna connect with you in life.
Let me ask you a question. Do I connect with you in life?
This is the reason why I want you to connect with life. Not only you connect with me in life, I want you to connect with the other life. This is the reason why, because everyone thinks it's a meeting. It's really not a meeting. Everyone thinks it's a plug to plug somebody on. It's really not. It's really about sitting around and when a person say, you know what? It's just like DMX, man. The reason why DMX fuck with me is because every time he said, yo, N.O.R.E, I'm coming over here. Can you help me provide this, and that? No problem. I can't got that. I ain't got that. But this and this and that. You're y'all. You're good, Yande. You're good. So the motherfucker will trust you. Now, if I need a DMX verse, I can get a DMX verse. If I need a DMX interview.
And this is a testament to your character. I ain't gonna front.
And DMX don't fuck with nobody, bro.
DMX was showing up for you when the world was shooting. I seen that. You hit me. Listen, hold on. I'm talking.
I'm talking. I hear you pull up. You ain't got to hit the horn.
Okay. Yo, he hit me one day. He was like, yo, look. And it wasn't bragging. He was showing me.
Yeah.
Like, yo, son, I fuck with the doobie. He said, I got DMX at the crib.
Cooking crab legs. Cooking crab legs. Yes. Cooking crab legs. Yeah. Yeah. And this is when, like, you know, because you know what happened is.
It's scary though.
I actually, you know, I'm a man of Islam. But you know, it was a time in DMX's life where he was going through something. I hit my pastor that, you know, grew up in the same church with me, and I said, you know, I want you to kick that shit. That's what he believed in.
Yeah.
So I had him call the hospital.
We're gonna speak the language.
You know what I'm saying? And X just realized that, like, yo, you had the ill, and this nigga be quoting Jay-Z lyrics, the pastor. Like, the pastor's ill. The pastor's ill. Like, you say, oh man, I want to be Christian. Like, this nigga be, and I brought him to X, and me and X, we just formed this relationship from then. And like, I know he used to being lied to. That's what this game is. And like, you know, I'll say it on this show. Right now, we're supposed to produce his show, Get At Me Dog, his podcast, you know, 12 episodes. So we're supposed to do that. We're supposed to produce a whole bunch of other shit, but you know, we talk about the dog, so I just blow that up.
I love the dog.
But and like I said, like
alley-oop.
like I said, like he ain't no dude that mess with everybody. Like if he mess with you, he mess with you. That's why it was like crazy. Like I was like, he was there with us so long that day. I was nervous. I was like, you're the dog. But I also said, you know what? Let me capitalize off of this. That's what he loved. He came for basketball, but he didn't really want to play basketball.
He came for his friend.
He came for his friend, but you know what? He stayed for pool. So that's what I tried. So that was a Jew that I met. Like, but now I'm gonna give you another Jew. This is another. Now I agree with two out of these three Jews. Leo Combs used to take me to these restaurants that he would walk in.
Like where?
It was called, one particular restaurant was called Le Pescadille. Le Pescadille. Le Pescadille. Le Pescadille was a French soup spot. Some fly shit, you walk in.
Y'all realize I've been holding my shit. I gotta go.
You want to let me finish up? And I'll finish up. Yeah. Nah, listen, so.
I'm keeping it green, bro.
Le Pescadille, right? And he would walk in, he would be the man. So later on in life, I figured out this is what the white people do. They judge you on a good watch and a good place to eat at. The third one is a good soup, but no one really cares about that.
Soup never goes out of style, though.
Yeah, but no one really gives a fuck about the soup. Yeah. But so that's the two things. A person would judge you, like Nicky Jams. We interviewed Nicky Jams. He said he doesn't even do business, so he looks at a person's watch. he look at your shit, he like, he spent over $12,000. I'm good. And that's the type of nigga he is. Yeah. But so that's the game too. So the thing about this, before you take your shit break, the thing about it is this. If you have a great watch and you bring a person to a restaurant that you run, when you walk in there, they say, hey, Sammy, what is it, Sam from Cheers?
Yeah.
If you want to go a place where everybody knows your name. Little did they know that Cheers was putting us on to game. You have to be the man in Prime 112. You have to be the man in Mr. Childs. You have to be the man in Dan Tanner's. You have to be the man in Carbone's.
Goodfellas taught you that too, but go ahead.
Yes, 1,000,000%. But in actual real life, if I'm trying to get you to sign to me for $1 million, but you want 1.8, the way to trick you, or the way to let you know that I'm gonna give you $1 million, but you might make 2. If you fuck with me, is to take you out and show you the greatest time ever.
Can I take you out?
And listen, hold on, let me just finish. Listen, it's to take you out, show you the greatest time ever, and then show you that this wasn't the first time I did it. This is a normal thing. And you don't really understand how much you're blinded by that shit. Like in them times, I've landed, Seaton Jay-Z in 4040. This is his club that he owned. and he just walked over and said, they brought him a whole bottle of Coronas. I said, I want the whole bill. And he looking at me like, nigga, you know you can't compete with me with Brad. And I'm like, I know that. But I can compete with you with respect. Nigga, remember that.
Can't put a price on integrity. That's
Like, yo, word, look, you like, yo, N.O.R.E, y'all Queens niggas is different. Like, yeah, my nigga, I'm getting into, I'm good. But you just drinking Coronas over there. Like,
let
me. And back in the days, you would think, yo, buying a nigga drinks is corny. But when you do something for somebody that really can't do nothing back for you, that's gangster. When you do something for somebody that really don't give a fuck if they do something back for you either.
Yo, every G's
it's just as gangster.
Every G's a gentleman.
It's just as gangster, bro. It's just as gangster. Like, I remember, like, one time, my man told me, it's like, yo, you know, I seen Irv Gotti buying Jay-Z drinks. And we all laughed at first. It was like, really? Like, really? But sometimes you gotta bow down when you're in the presence of other greatness that's greater than you. And it doesn't make you less of a man. It makes you say, all right, cool, we in the motherfucking, this type of lounge, yo, let me take care of that.
Absolutely.
Because you know why? Home know he got it. Niggas know he got it. It's respect. And that respect that you show off camera at times, that's why I say you make more money at the bar than you do at the meetings. That's the meetings. Like the meetings a meeting is just that, it's a meeting. Y'all meeting of the minds, and they just say, can I fuck with you? Hanging out is, I fuck with you.
Yeah.
Meeting is, do I fuck with you? Yeah. Hanging out is, I'm already there. Just make this 12 million go from here to there. Yeah. And you gotta know how to finesse it. You gotta keep your integrity. That's one thing about it.
That's a bracelet.
I never lost my integrity. I always wanted, and I always kept my dudes around because I wanted them to know, like, this is what you're gonna get when I'm not around.
Respectfully,
like,
I'm not gonna cut you because like somebody told me, it's not about partnerships, it's about smartnerships. That's a hard bracelet.
Vim Rock.
Yeah, listen.
Go ahead. Yeah, let it go out. Let it out. Let it out. Listen, this is On Da Chow and On Da Out. I love you, bro. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. It's perfect timing.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Oh, not perfect, almost perfect timing, but yeah, let's do it.
Thank you.
Come on.
On Da Chow, bro. Good shit. Yo, if this wasn't food for thought,
and this is not the last one. This is the beginning. Well, the Drake Chance was the beginning of the new era, but this is gonna keep going, man. You know what I mean?
It's better when he said.
Especially with Capone too. You know what I'm saying? Capone he makes some of the best jerk chicken wings I ever had in my life. We got to get back together, us three, make some jerk chicken, War Report wings.
Hell
you know what I'm saying?
War Report wings?
Yeah, and we're going to do it, man. So you already know, On Da Chow, your boy N.O.R.E, man. You already know, man. Bangada. Yo, my man. Yo, you look very hip-hop right now. Revolt, hip unit shirts, it's all crazy.